Northlanders are passionate about keeping kiwi and other native species safe. They're working together to ensure kiwi thrive by creating awareness that dogs running free can be deadly and by controlling pests like possums, rats and stoats. Todd Hamilton is project manager at Whangarei Head's Landcare Forum and fronts Backyard Kiwi, one of the many groups and individuals under the banner of the Northland Kiwi Coast Organisation's vision of flourishing wildlife, roaming freely, nurtured and protected by local people.
Come up close, folks. Backyard Kiwi, we're an outfit that's all about helping people look after their kiwi in their backyard. And it's working really well. Started 20 years ago, Whangarei Heads, we had a few kiwi left. We thought we were going okay, like the rest of the country. But when the scientists had a look, kiwi populations were dropping like a stone. And they looked into it and they found out stoats were killing huge amount of kiwi chicks. 95% of kiwi chicks weren't even making it to their first birthday. So we put a trapping regime in, boom, gone from 5% chick survival to 60% chick survival with quality trapping. So we only had about 80 kiwi left. So we released some sub-adult and adult kiwi to see what's going on, followed them with transmitters, and we found 3 interesting things. First of all, we put them in the bush, but they didn't stay there. They moved big distances. They walked all over the peninsula. So that was a bit of an eye-opener. Secondly, they're on the farmland, the pine forest, backyards, and their all-time favourite in the gorse and pampas, on the sides of roads and all sorts. And the last thing we found out was interesting, but wasn't much fun. They were all dying. They all got killed. And they were big enough to fight a stoat off, and we'd got stoats down to a low number, so it wasn't stoats, it was dogs. It was our dogs. So that changed things dramatically for us. Before then, we'd just been quietly trapping away, doing things in the background, working on the farms. But we've got 3,000 people live out the Whangarei Heads and a lot of dogs. So we had to go global in a local sense and let people know, A, that we've got kiwi, and B, that uncontrolled dogs waste them. So we tell the story now. We do public kiwi releases, and we've gone from 80 now to over 900. And it's pretty simple. If you control your stoats and tie your dogs up, the kiwi can look after themselves. Our main partner in funding at Whangarei Heads, and for a lot of groups, is the Northland Regional Council. Northland leads the way in community kiwi recovery. Coromandel have been doing it for a few years. The big difference here is ours is predominantly on private land and on production land. Pine forest farms, fine for kiwi. Kiwi love it, if you tie your dog up. Ooh, yeah. Stoats are pretty sly little buggers. So we have a network of traps at Backyard Kiwi. We trap about 6,000 hectares. I'm the only professional trapper that does that. Kiwi recovery is not rocket science, but it is science. And the science is adult kiwi mate pretty much for life, usually in a pair. They live 50 years to breed, 3 chicks a year, 150 chicks. Bang, you lose one of those to a dog, you've lost your breeding stock. So all we do is use this device here. It's called a dog lead, and it works. When we first started releasing the kiwi, it used to be just quietly up the back of the farm, me and the farmer, and that was it, done. Now we have public releases, so we might get 400 or 500 locals turn up. We're all ready to rock and roll, guys. You can have a nose at your kiwi in your backyard. We're very, very conscious that this is a nocturnal wild animal, but we do public releases late in the afternoon and evening, and we hammer people about how special these birds, how intelligent they are and all their senses, and then we show them their bird. They get to release it in the paddock, in a burrow. Let's go and check out Tainer. Tainer's one of the young male we released over here at Para Bay a couple of years ago. He's coming up on 5 years, so he's ready to breed, and he has started breeding. They're the slowest growing bird in the world, but when they get into it big time. Mums lay the eggs, and dads sit on them. And dads sit on them for 80, 90 days. So Tainer's wearing one of these, just a little radio transmitter on his leg. That way I can tell whether he's nesting or not, way down in activity or way up in activity feeding up. So he's been way down in activity for 57 days. From what we heard and counted, he's active about 3 hours a night. 8. Take 2 of that. He got up 6 hours ago, so he got up at 3 o'clock last night. So he's working hard on that nest. You can see these birds, whangārei heads out there. That's where we started and gone from 80 to 900. But now they're starting to walk through this landscape here. In this area here we call the Kiwi Link area. There's a lot of land care groups working together that the Kiwi Coast helps set up.
Jane Hutchings is a dairy farmer and, as trustee of Kiwi Coast Trust, a voice for the many Northland farmers engaged in land restoration.
The Kiwi Coast is an entity of 165 groups that all link up, and it's sort of an overhead umbrella looking after and connecting all these groups to make a safe corridor for Kiwi to go right up the coast of Northland. I was asked to be a trustee on the Kiwi Coast Trust a few years ago, and as a farmer I thought I would put my hand up because everybody's doing their bit to protect Kiwi in Northland, and so it was good to get on there. We have a 480 hectare dairy farm, and of that 135 hectares are bush and wetlands. We've got a good population of North Island brown kiwi on our farm, and we got into trapping predators 10 years ago. The kiwi live all through the farm. We've got them in the mature bush, right through to the long kaikuia, regenerating bush, tea tree, all over the place. We just keep pinching ourselves and that we're privileged to have them on our own property. It just gives you an awesome feeling, yeah.